Hey, welcome back to the channel. How have you been? Depending on when you're watching this, it's been since January. That was the last time I was here. Came back from Nam. I was a little bit kind of burnt out and dishevelled, and I had to go away to the top of a mountain and find myself. Turns out I'm still looking. Okay, so as the title tells you, this is the TONEX. Is it overrated? Is it? You tell me. That's what we're going to look at. What I'm not going to do, because I'm going to do a series of videos on these, I think, over the next few weeks. I'm not going to put anything on the screen. I just wanted to kind of jump on and show you what it was I was looking for. So, first of all, big Helix fanboy. Love Line 6 Helix, HX Stomp, XL, etc., etc., etc. Love them all. Love the Fractal PV amps that were in there. This is what we're going to look at today. In the Fractal, but the Fractal's a pain in the bum hole to use live. Was never a big fan of that. TONEX, heard it referred to as a upgrade for your Helix, because you could be spending 300 odd English pounds or whatever that is in dollars, and then, you know, getting a shit ton of new amps for your Helix. Do they sound any good? Well, yes, I think that they do. The new EV8 78-79 collection that IK Multimedia have just done is probably the best representation of Eddie Van Halen that I've ever heard. On record, the best. That's the best I've ever heard. And, you know, I'm late coming to the whole TONEX thing. I had Quad Cortex for a little while and was never really it didn't blow me frock up in the wind and show me panties to the neighbours. You know what I mean? So, this is the previous EV8 Red that I've had dialed in on the Helix. I've got the TONEX going into the Helix just for the effects. I've got a bit of ping pong, a little bit of dynamic hall, and a Minotaur as well. Bit of overdrive from the Minotaur. And this is the TONEX. Back to Helix. TONEX. Now, what I am going to say is, in the real world, I owned a PV5150, and they are iconic in the way that they look and the way that they sound. But if you truly know those amps, it's the same as the JCM 800. When you isolate that amp on its own, it sounds fucking terrible. It's awful. It's probably the worst sounding amp of all time. And the reason for that is they're really screechy. They're a bit boomy in places. They fucking feed back all the time. There's a really high frequency that you get with the presence control that like pisses like the front row off because it makes their ears melt. Small children just implode. And that's what the amp is. And that was what I was missing from the Helix model, from the Fractal model, even though the Fractal model really sounded really good. I was missing that like horrible aggressiveness that you were kind of fighting with the real amp. I think TONEX have nailed the PV stuff. I really do. The Fender Tone Master Pro, I've tried one of them and I really didn't like it. I don't know how they got that so wrong, really. And maybe that'll change as the updates and the improvements go on. Some of the lighter kind of amps, you know, your Fenders and whatever, I haven't dived into them yet, but I will go into that. Have I got a clean? Is there a clean? Is there one? There's an out-of-tune guitar, but you know, fuck it. And that is, I don't even know what amp that is. I think it's the Dr. Z, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at it. But again, I'm kind of just finding my feet with the software and stuff like that. I think the software can be a little bit complex. It's not as easy to use as the Helix stuff. You've kind of got two apps. You've got the Amplitude side, which is the old app, as they call it. And then you've got the other side, which is the software for the actual TONEX itself. So just wanted to jump on, let you know that the TONEX is worth it. But do be careful, because I think if you've got something like a Helix, maybe this will be too much and you probably could save yourself a shit ton of cash and just get the TONEX 1, which part of me thinks I probably should have done. I think diving straight into the almost $400 unit, I think maybe the TONEX 1 would have been better because it'll sit nicely in the rack out the way. But then you haven't got MIDI and you won't be able to do the things with the snapshots and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm still kind of finding my feet with it, really, but it sounds fucking great. Helix. So there you go, there you have it. I'm officially on the TONEX journey now. We'll just kind of see what happens. Maybe I'll run it into MIDI and do some snapshot stuff with it as well. But I think I'll quickly explain why. I did a gig and the guy that was the other guitar player had a TONEX and a HX Effects and was using the PV, and I was like, oh my God, that sounds absolutely fucking tremendous. And he said, look, it takes a little bit of time to dial it in, and you know, maybe putting an EQ here, there and a few other places just to kind of calm it down. But it's a different type of modeling, stroke capture. It's different than it is with the Helix and with the Fractal, you know what I mean? You probably have to put a little bit more work in with dialing these things in, and then there's the big Pandora's box of the input trim and the output gain and all of that bollocks that goes along with these modelers. They all have these little kind of trip up intricacies that either piss people off or people really, really love it. I like the TONEX. I think the EV8 stuff is fucking fantastic. I think it's great in the Helix, and maybe we'll get into MIDI. Maybe we won't. Maybe it's too complex. I like things to be simple. All right, so just wanted to hear it. There is more coming. I might do captures because I've got a friend with a music shop that has a vast collection of delicious amplifiers. So maybe we'll do that. Who knows? The future's bright.